Okay, so if you could Google in GeoGebra, we want to go to the 3D calculator. Now I've actually signed in and I've created an account just because I want to make sure that I can save my work. So you might want to do that, suss it around, go back to the home page and create your account. So I've got mine over here, and as you can see I've been fooling around and I've been able to make a bit of a little box here, and we can see the mosquitoes, okay, fooling around. Oops. Yep. Okay, so if you could go and sign in, and I'll just run through how we can do one of these pretty easily. So we're at our home page. We're going to go to the 3D calculator / the graphing tool. First thing I want to do is label my axes. So go over here to the settings. I'm going to say x-axis, we're going to pop the label on, the y-axis, we'll make sure that is on too, and yep, you guessed it, let's put the Z on, and then you just close it over here and we've got ours. I like to just swivel this around. I like to have the X like that. Okay, you can make them, the axes, bigger, smaller. I just do that with the mouse and whatever. Okay, so it drives me a bit nuts how wonky this can be as I move it around with the mouse, but anyway. So the first thing I would like to do is make that room / box. It was driving me nuts because all I could do was do a cube, but I've done this. So I want to do a point. I'm popping my point here, okay, at A, and if I then go back and press this calculator, you can see that it's popped that in. And I can now go ahead and put some in by hand or do what I've just done before. So click on here, pop the point. Okay, if I want to go, let's have a massive room, I'll pop that there as B, and once again if I go back you can see that it's there. Alright, now if I want to C, press the equals. Alright, and I'm going to once again come out along the x-axis at 10. I'm not going to go along the y-axis at all, but I want to go up. So I'm not going along the y, so I put a 0, and let's go up. Let's have the massive box of 8, and you can see that the C then is up there. Press enter, and I'm ready to now go the D. So I can press D equals, open my bracket, and now I want to pop one along here. Okay, so I'm not going along the x-axis at all. I'm not going along the y-axis at all, but I'm going up on the x. Alright, and we can make our little box. So now I'm going to come out a little bit. So what will that be? How about we go, not going to go, so E, oops, better make that a capital E. So I'm not going to go across the x-axis at all. Okay, but I am going to go out along the y. So how far do we want to go along the y? What have I done? I've done 10. Let's just go with maybe 5. And again, we wanted to go up the same we did over there. Okay, so you can see how we're going to go. I'm just going to pause and fill out the rest. Okay, so you can see that I've popped all my points in. I think where we left off was the F, so because I wanted that point there, I came across 10. I went across here, y-axis 5, and then up 8. That's why it's 10, 5, 8. So you can have a read of these. And then to keep yourself busy, what we're going to do now is make our little box. So go back to here, and if I click more, we are going to choose the segment. Okay, and I can now connect C to B. Okay, I can connect C to D and so on. Okay, I'm going to do the outside ones. Oops. Okay, got to pause, but we'll just finish it off now. So I'm just actually clicking on the points, that I want to connect. Okay, so click on G and then click on that. Now I want to do the background ones, so can do that there to there. You can leave them as solid lines if you want, but if we go back over here to the point and then right, oh no, don't even have to right click, I left clicked, go over here and you can then choose to make them dotted. Okay, the ones in the back. You don't have to if you don't want to. Can also go back here. I'm getting a little bit annoyed. I'm going to have my grid, but I don't want to see the plane. Again, up to you what you want. Okay, so now this is where we want to pop the mosquito on. Once again, you can sort of use the point, but I'm going to go back, press the calculator, and I'm going to pop my mosquito on wherever I want. So I'm going to use point P. I guess I could have got an M for mosquito, but anyway, oops, what's going on? So P equals, and where do we want it to be? If I want somewhere on this wall here, oops, that one, okay, the right hand side. So I'm not going to go across anywhere on the x-axis, but I might come out on the y-axis, so maybe by 3.5 meters. Oh, why isn't it working there? So 0, 3.5, and how high up? Oh, I don't know, let's go 6. Okay, and we're over there. And let's say the person that I better put the other mosquito there. So Q equals, we'll pick somewhere. Could be on the floor, could be on, let's go ceiling. So if I wanted the ceiling, swivel that around a little bit. So I'll come across on the x-axis a little bit, so we'll come out by 7. Okay, I don't want to go out at all along the y-axis, so that's 0, and maybe I'm not going to go up very high. Let's go 3. And you can see there's my mosquito there. You know, if you move it around a little bit, you can see he's on the wall. Okay. And now if they're aiming towards a point, now this is where you can either have them coming towards one point or two, and even if it's you're only having one person, you could be thinking, well, one could be aiming for the hand on the left-hand side, the leg on the right-hand side, whatever. But this is the bit we want to see, so I don't know, PQ. Okay, R. Let's just choose a point. Got cross 6. Come out a little bit because they're a little bit in the room. So 2.5. But maybe they're going for the, I don't know, the waist at 1 meter. Okay, so this is the bit that you can play around with a little bit. Okay, if we come over here now, back to our graph, if I now want to make the vector, you can see here it says select the starting point. So if I select the starting point as P, and then I take it, I want it to go to the R, what you will see now is when you go back over here, right, it's actually given you the vector from P to R. That's pretty cool. Didn't realize it did that before. And then we can go back over here and we can again do the vector from Q to R, or you could have put it at a different point. Okay, so maybe it's going for the shoulder or the head or whatever. Okay, so maybe if I go random, right, you can move it around wherever you want to go. If you choose this point, you know that they're actually going to cross at a point that you have chosen, a nice point, so that might make some of your calculations nicer whatever. But again, you might be saying they're passing through that point and the person over here, so you might, anyway. But if you go back, you can see that, yes, they've got your vector there too. You can see, okay, what's going on. Swivel it around a little bit. I think that's reasonably groovy. So hopefully, and obviously these vectors here, it's not going to have the speed that you want, so use your whole unit vector doodad, and you can get that cracking. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a starter point. Oh, and remember, practice how you're going to save this. So I then went here and it did some weird link. So if we go over here, save, okay, and might call that, I think I'm up to 3. Save. And because I am signed in, okay, it's over here. Now they come up as activities, but then when I click on it, it takes a while and you think, uh-oh, nothing is happening, I can't change. Oh, can I change anything here? Right, if I want to try and delete it or change it, I can't do it. So we just have to, no, was it that? Right, we just have to go up here and open in app. Okay, and then I can sort of do the things that I wanted to do. And if you click on here, you can delete the point, which I couldn't do before when it was open, as it saves it as an activity. Okay, hopefully that gives you some starting point and helps with your investigation.